Thank you. Thank you. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening. I see some people at the bar still. We're about to get the discussion started, so feel free to mosey this way.
My bar people, please come on in.
But happy snowy Thursday night. Thank you so much. What a beautiful night to be out. I appreciate you for coming and spending the time with us here at Dessert and Discussion. For those of you that I don't know, I'm Alex Merritt, creator and host of Dessert and Discussion, and I'm on one mission and one mission only, and that's to help men and women break down barriers and help us build amazing relationships one discussion at a time. Everybody want to be loved. We're all looking for connections. We all want to be partnership, but how we do that is all over the place. And so the War on Love Tour, Dessert and Discussion is brought about just to ensure that we have a space where we can come together and do that. I'm going to bring that all the way down. But so welcome. So thank you so much for coming out. And how many people this is your first time at Dessert and Discussion? We've got a lot of Dessert and Discussion newbies in the house, so thank you so much for coming. For people that's been here before, like I've done this party before. There's a couple in the room that I see. So thank you for coming back. But here's how the night goes forward. And it's pretty straightforward. There's a couple premises for Dessert and Discussion, and you'll quickly see what these are. And one is, I think we're all experts at our own experiences. You know what happened to you. You know what they did, you know what they said, and as you share what happened, it helps us understand how relationships work, get better insight into the mind of men, the mind of women, and you may be the only person that sees it the way you see it, and that's okay. Just be open to the idea that there may be another perspective for why it happened that way, what went down. So that's the first one. And then the second one is at Dessert and Discussion, there are no right or wrong answers. So this is not a debate. This is not a battle of the sexes, because I don't care. No matter who wins that battle, we are losing the war on love. And so it's not a battle, but what you say, what you believe, that's all up to you again. So there's no right or wrong answers, only honest or dishonest. And your challenge will be to be honest. So we'll ask some questions, we'll push some envelopes, and again, if people are looking for what your truth is, this may not be the truth for all, and that's the other thing, is recognize you speak for you and you alone. There may be some threads, but everybody comes with their own story, their own perspective. And so the way this works, like I said, as you ask questions, so I'll get us started because it's Valentine's Day week, and I like this week particularly. So we'll kick it off. But once we get it going, if you got a different question or you want to throw something out, I know y'all all wrote some here on the board. These are backups. These aren't the end all. So just don't get you to like sit there and be quiet and be like, oh, I'll just read what you got. It's like, Feel free to throw them out. But again, because it's truly a discussion. So we'll go back and forth. You don't have to agree. But again, it's only honest or dishonest, and as long as you're speaking your truth, I ain't gotta like it. But I do need to hear your truth. And shout out to all the fine fellas in the room tonight. Like, y'all came deep. My text is gonna be like, if you're looking for a black man, this is where you should have been. Every day, huh? I said, or non-black man. Sorry. Sorry, Jason, but we good. We down. We good. We down. We love you. I got nothing but love as a whole. But anyway, so that's Dessert and Discussion. And so without any further ado, everybody was asked, come on in. Everybody was asked at the beginning, if your love life were a movie, what would it be, and who would play you? So we'll kind of go around just so people get to know everybody. Everybody thought about it at this point. You've had some time. You come on in. Come on. Feel free. So who wants to join? If your love life were a movie, what would it be? We're gonna pass the mic around. This is how we'll do crowd control. Oh, we got one in the backdrop there. So say your name, just so people know who you are. And again, if your love life were a movie, what would it be and who'd play you?
Okay, my name is Damon.
Damon.
If my love life was a movie, it would be Dawn of the Dead.
It'd be what?
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
Because it's very empty. There's no feet. So you get one feet and you move on to the next.
Oh, okay.
I think if they had me played with somebody, I guess I'd like to join for it.
My heart throbbed. Gerald Levert. Who else? If your love life were name what love life were a movie, what would it be? Nobody else have a movie over there? Well,
Hi, my name is Jamila. I chose Love Jones, and I chose that because I feel like at this point you kind of go through the motions, but in the end you do find true love. So I definitely believe I will try to find true love. And I like Neil Long. I think Neil Long definitely played me. So yeah.
okay. Beautiful sister. Beautiful sister. The other one that was out there with, and more people like to feel free to join, was if your love life, if to that same movie, if it was a soundtrack, what 3 songs or 3 artists would be on the track on the soundtrack? I'll just start pulling on people because I'm assuming you came to talk. So I'll just start pointing people here in a minute.
I know my love life was a movie. Because she said she was thinking about this, but I would have to say love and basketball because I play baseball. And the closest thing that I felt to love was with another athlete.
Ah. I need to step my music game up. Clearly step my music game up. Like I don't even know what you referring to, Miss Tara. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was like, I feel it ready to come. Yeah, I was like.
Well, I don't have a movie, but I can tell you the soundtrack.
Okay.
It's Love by Jill Scott. I Am Ready for Love, India Irene. And well, those are the 2.
Okay.
And another Jill Scott song, I'm sure, would be on the soundtrack too.
So we're just
But
there.
my immediate reaction to, oh, and I'm Tara Stone, by the way. My immediate reaction to the movie was Brown Sugar. I thought of that right away. The only actor that I can think of is what's the Fresh Prince of Bel Air girl, Karen Parsons. Her, because we look alike. They say Hillary.
Oh, Hillary.
I had to think about it, but I'm resigned. If it was a movie, it would be Top Gun.
Oh. Doof, 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 doof.
And my soundtrack would consist of Miles Davis, Maxwell, and Jay-Z. Yes.
Uh-oh, it's like, got it, right, got it. I saw somebody else, did I not see something? Glenn Trez, what you thinking? Because I'll just come for you, because that's what I do. People want to know who's in the room. Go.
I'm Jamal. I would say I changed my movie. I know I told him earlier that it was Antoine Fisher just coming through strike with somebody, finds her in. However, thinking of it now, my love life, I don't know if I have one. I'll have to say trading places. I was thinking more my personal life. I guess that's like you said, Nolan Boyd, I guess. So I was thinking about trading places. And if I had the soundtrack, it would be J. Cole would be on there for sure. Ryan Leslie would be on there for sure. And I had Jay-Z. Take it. I have Jay-Z. And I had a guest feature by Janelle Monáe, right in the deal.
Oh, that would be. I was like, that would be. I could see that one play out for you. So we got all these movies. Anybody else got one? George, did I see your hand move up? I told him, I was like, wait, I want to stop you from being great. I don't want to stop you from being great. Like.
My name is George.
Hey, welcome.
Is Daddy's Little Girls, played by Idris Elba, because I have twin girls, and I relate to him, his work ethic, looking for a nice professional woman. And the artist, I like Whitney Houston. I like her music. And when I'm working out, I like to listen to Lil Jon. When I'm relaxing later, I know he gave me jazz. I know it's not Miles Davis. I was good. I was good.
All right, so it looks like we got anybody. She got. Yeah, I see you. I see you. I see you.
My name is Benga.
Benga.
Movie probably be November Rule. Be honest, it relates a little bit. You kind of come up with reasons not to commit to somebody, but that's like soundtrack. Probably have to say Nas. Sneak the R. Kelly in there.
I don't see nothing wrong.
Whatever is 18 plus. I think that may be it right now.
We're just going to sharing our movies or soundtracks to your love life. DJ, like I got
Yeah,
some.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My name is Glorious, and my movie would be Return of the Jedi, because I always end up with somebody that I've been with before. I don't know how that works. 10 years later, how do you get back with someone? And my soundtrack would be Purple Rain, Prince, Where Will You Go by Babyface, and what was my last one? Make It Last Forever, Keep Sweat.
We're like, yes, 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 indeed. It's like baby making music right there. Oh, so everybody got that. So you think I would have thought about this like long before I asked y'all the question, but I didn't. So it gives me time to like come up with my own as I stay here. But as I was thinking about it, 50 First Dates would be my movie. I am fantastic at going on first dates. And so I'm like 50 First Dates. That's what it would be. And Gabrielle Union. She's gonna play my life story. Like I'm gonna send her a note here soon, but that's gonna be the girl that's gonna write it down. But the music part was hard. I was like, that's the part that, as I thought more about it, I'm like, what song would be Brown Skin? That song takes me there every time. And then I was done. And so anything that India Irie, I was like, brown skin, that's what I got. Pretty brown eyes. That's my joint. And then probably something Marvin Gaye-ish. Something Marvin Gaye-ish would have to be on that deal. So now that we got all that, can we know each other just a little bit? Again, like I said, this is where we share and get it in. But I'm gonna go back to this point. Like I said, since it is Valentine's Day weekend, or Valentine's weekend for a lot of people, and everybody, Cupid has missed some and have blessed others, no doubt about that. But there is a ton of messages out on Facebook, and this idea, again, back to like, women can't find men. Like, there are no good men available. That is the comment. And since there's a room full of really good men, I want to get your perspective on, again, when a woman says she can't find a man, why do you think that is? Because y'all are clearly around. Why do you think that is? When you think a woman can't find a man, when a woman says she can't find a man, why do you think that is? And I see Kendall in the back like, let's get this started. He's like, I got something to say.
Honestly, I think women, well, not all women.
Right, everything will be qualified here. That it's not about all, it's not about, it's his opinion about it. So don't, go ahead.
Like with the girls that I know, they're like, I'm just gonna say, like, they're in the dicks and all that. I'm just like, I'm a good guy when it comes to females. Like, I'm not gonna disrespect her. I'm gonna treat her with respect and treat her like a queen. I think women can't find a good man because
Yeah.
they're into like that
Yeah.
type of dude. I'm just like, why would you want to be treated like shit? You don't deserve that. Like, you should hold yourself to a higher standard.
So you're saying you think it's because women don't expect a lot, and so therefore that's why they can't find a man. Okay. Anybody got a different perspective about that? Why else would there be? Why else do you think women having a hard time?
I guess from my perspective, there's a couple reasons. One, I looked, and two, because the idea of what a good guy is, they're looking for this specific image or this specific representation of a good guy, so that when you come along, it's
not an ideal situation, or if it's not the place, the location, the time, if they're, like you said, they'll have this 6'2", nice car type of thing. In addition, I found that women love words more than actions. I've noticed. First, like when I say that, I mean in the sense of I can tell a woman she's beautiful, gorgeous all day, and she'll fall for that instead of falling for me buying roses and things like that. Become not as verbal as somebody else who's used to running game and used to saying good things like that. So I feel that women sometimes fall for what sounds good or what they know to be comfortable to them, and not necessarily look outside of their comfort zone.
She used to hearing the game as opposed to that. Everybody, I see the look on sister's face like, interesting. But is it possible that a man he could say good things and not be running game? Like, are all brothers who saying stuff running game? What's your position, DJ?
No, I'm gonna say this. So it's flipped too. So guys are saying they can't find good women. They ain't.
I was getting ready to get to that, but yeah.
So it's both ways, and I know you got that covered, sis. But what I'm saying is, as far as like the experience that I've had, is that it's not that a woman can't find a good man, and she don't like the men that she's found, right? And then part two of that is because the disappearing act of masculinity and a good guy, right, has been pushed on us. So as a good man with a good heart, your nature tells you, or your taught nature teaches, yes, baby, what do you want? Where do you want to go? Oh, and she's asking you what you want to eat, and you're like, what do you want? Where do you want to go? Wherever you want, baby. Blah, blah, blah. Instead of being a man saying, hey, okay, baby, I want to take you to this nice place, blah, blah, blah. And if it sucks, it just sucks. But she appreciates them man-like qualities in a good man, that a good man feels like, I can't be talking like that. I can't be stern. That's my queen. No, dude, like, be firm. Be decisive. You know what I'm saying? The reason why women are falling for bad boys is because ultimately it's tapping into their very nature of responding to a masculine man. I'm about my business. I don't care about nothing else. Oh, you gonna ride with me? Cool. This is where I'm going. That's what I'm talking about. And whether it's good or bad, they go because at least he's decisive. At least in his ignorance, he's about his ignorance. You know what I mean? Where we're kind of like...
He about his ignorance.
You know like, seriously, do no bad.
There is something to be said, very real. Like, so there's sisters in her head, and I see the nod, and again, this idea, and I think I just posted it, where it's like, it's okay to lead. Like, even though, like, and the stronger she is, the more she actually is looking for you to take the lead. Am I right or wrong? Sisters that are, like, about their game, like... No, that's what we mean. That's what we mean. Give him the mic. You got the mic. Yeah, let's do it.
As soon as we do that, that's when you guys back off. That's just like, oh, he's too commanding. He's too demanding. Oh, he wants to. Okay, it's like, so you either misogynist or we are demasculine. We're either too tough for you or not tough enough. We can't find that equilibrium for you guys. So I don't want to hear, women are like, oh no, y'all can be hard, y'all can be, stern. No, we can't. Y'all won't let us.
Ladies, how do we what are we actually looking for? So
It's hot right now.
Welcome to Dessert and Discussion. Welcome to Dessert and Discussion.
As a woman, like you totally, okay, I will use my last relationship as an example. The relationship previous to the following one,
so they keep coming.
The one before, okay, he wasn't masculine enough, if we want to say that, where it was, oh, what do you want to do? What do you want to eat? Okay, I want to eat what you want to eat. And I'm saying, no, what do you want to eat? Like, please, you take the lead on that. Whereas the guy following that, he took the lead, and I totally appreciate it. It's like, okay, we're going to this restaurant at this time. I'm coming to pick you up. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this is so awesome. So as a woman, I totally appreciated that masculinity and him taking the lead on that.
So because he was too considerate, that was it.
It wasn't a matter of lead or anything. It was a matter of stand on your own. Like, I don't need to take the lead on everything. Exactly. It's like, please.
He asked you where you wanted to go?
Well, no, like it's not a matter of asking me where I want to go, but if we're at a restaurant and, oh, well, what are you eating? Okay, I'm going to eat the same thing. So no, what do you want?
Oh, yeah.
but yet and still you can also take the lead. So I think there's a balance in there.
I think that include piece is important. Go ahead. I see you over there. We coming to you. We coming for you.
So I'm curious. I'm gonna pick on what you just said. So what is the criteria for that, right? So the examples you used were like picking a restaurant before you went into detail about, hey, well, you eat a sandwich, I want a sandwich too. But before that, right? So is it possible that the criteria being used to determine if a man is masculine or not masculine may not be his values? He can care less about where you go to eat. Because I hate selecting restaurants, right? So it's like, yo, no, you pick the restaurant. If it's up to me, I'm cooking. We're gonna be at the crib chilling, right? But if you use that as like, oh my gosh, he's not decisive. I'm like, no, I could care less. So my answer is like, what's the criteria behind that?
Oh.
That would be my counter.
Oh, okay. Other ladies that have a perspective on that, what would be the criteria? Because everybody, I mean, again, because all the women nodded when we said, yes, make a decision. So what is the criteria that says, yep, make this call, but don't make this call? Right. It's corner.
I think we would be just as happy with staying at home and you saying, you know what, no, I'm not going to take you out tonight. I'm going to cook dinner for you and make your favorite meal or make my favorite meal. Because sometimes it's not always about what we want to do. We just want to be with you. And whatever you want to do is cool with us. So we just take the lead. And let us know what you want.
I was about to say that.
Do I answer?
Yeah.
You can't do that on the first date, but
We'll talk about that, yep.
Just to piggyback off of what you said, Tiara, I think as women, we handle so many things, whether you guys think about those things or not, and dinner is sometimes on the list. So, you know, most of the times I'm making decisions on where we go to eat and all that, and every once in a while it would be nice if my man would just say, yo, I'm going to this restaurant, or I'm doing this thing. So for me, every once in a while it would be nice to just take something off of my plate of things that need to be handled. Yes.
So who chooses that once in a while?
Oh, I do. When I'm asking.
Oh, say more. When you say that's the problem, what you mean?
If I ask you, then I'm asking you, like, your opinion.
Huh.
If I don't need to ask you, then you know where we're going.
And what I've heard, though, to that point, though, and fellas, you can feel free to chime in or respond back to this, the idea of, because many men will start off by asking where you want to go, then he picks a place, and of course we don't like it, and then we complain about that, and then he's like, I'm never asking again. Like, you pick them from now on. And so I've heard fellas say, it was like, I could pick a spot, but because every place I pick, she complained, I don't volunteer anymore. Is that true? Is that just that dude, or is that?
I think it's true because we may not care so much. We want to hang out with you. If we pick a few times and you say this is not the right place, then you pick it. But one thing I think, I think what women are looking for, and they say they can't find good men, they're looking for stability. They want somebody that will be emotionally stable, somebody who wants
Yes, emotionally stable's good.
And they're also looking for somebody who will rear offspring with them, and they feel comfortable with this person. There's not too much drama with this person, so they're looking for stability, and I think that's important.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, well, Mr. I don't think so. DJ?
I've got this thing that I've been doing since 2012, and it's called honesty. It's new thing that I just found. Right? So, for instance,
Just 4 years now, I've been honest. So them other years, them girls like,
I'm
oh
talking
my
about,
God. No.
You know, there's a level of honesty. You know how you put your best foot forward and all that kind of stuff, and you're asking, oh, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite movie? No. My conversation first date is this. I'm a completely stable man. I have no worries. I don't worry about bills. I don't have baby mama drama. I don't have friends in my circle that have negativity. I'm not worried about where I'm working, what I'm gonna eat, what I drive, where I live. Now, you're here because I feel like you would be a good partner to help me build an empire with. What are you into? Where are you going? What are you doing?
This is date one?
This is day one because I don't have time.
Oh, okay.
I'm 40 years old.
Okay.
What do I care about your color at this point for? These are things that I would regardless
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Do you know that the 3 dates that I've been on,
Nobody can answer the
when
question.
when I presented that, 2 answers. Well, I'm not that together yet, and ooh, well, you got your stuff together. I don't think you would like me. And they back out because I'm like, look, this is what it is. I don't have time for games. I don't have time. You're here because I want you to be, not because I need something from you, right? There's a difference. You're not here because I need something. So, and that, guys, is kind of like, it's been super intimidating. I'm everything that you talking about. I need stability. I need a man to make me laugh. I need a man that's this, and that. Baby, I'm here. Now, what are you coming to the table with? Ooh. Well, I'll get back to you about that.
I see it. Yeah.
I can appreciate your honesty on this interview that you have just put on. I would offer that women at times put out the same type of information, and the same thing that just scared these women away.
Scare men all day, every day.
I think it's about, it's definitely about matching the two people who are that intense together. But when you say you aren't worried about this or that, I need to know more about what that means. So are you not worried because you're going to sit back and you're like, where's the next meal coming from?
But I don't worry about it.
That and stable don't go hand in hand.
So stable, I'm just saying it could be perceived as a woman does want stability. They want stability and
Security. Yep. And security.
Absolutely. But I kind of see now some of the, hey, I may be railing off questions, and that is definitely intense for our first date. So you talk about another intense person. However, I'm just saying, the questions about I'm not worried about this or that. I need to know more. Tell me why you aren't worried. Help me understand that.
Y'all can handle this afterwards if you want to get. Carmen. No.
And not knowing something is too. It can't coexist. They can't exist together. So I can't be like, I ain't worried about nothing because that bill will get paid somehow. No, I'm not worried because I'm walking fully in my purpose, right? I'm walking fully in my purpose that God has for me. So that puts me in a rare space where I'm not worried about anything anyway. But because I'm working in that purpose, and everything that I need and almost everything that I want has been provided to me and is there on a constant daily basis, I can walk with boldness and say, yo, this is what I'm coming to the table with. There is no games. I don't need anything from you. You're here because I want you to be. And because of that, I don't have to lie to you. I don't have to game you because sex, that's a phone call. So, another date, that's a phone call. I don't have to, you're worried about it because there's something about you that caught my eye, my heart, and my spirit. And I say, yo, I think she may be on something that I'm on. And anybody that's scared of you being like that, it's not so much intensity as like, yo, this is me 100% full in my glory. You don't have to worry about, is this really him? No, I'm really telling you the truth. And if anybody's afraid of that, you don't need to be by that person. That person doesn't need to be in your space. If they're afraid of 100% of who you are from the jumps,
got it. Thanks.
Please, man, come on, be afraid.
But so that's an interesting perspective because there's many sisters, to the sisters in the room. So we hear that talk and we have sat down. Hold on. There's a couple conversations. The person with the mic speaks and then we'll get it to the back because I see this conversation in the back here. But we'll come back to that. Go ahead.
To chime in what he's talking about and
what you looking for?
Discuss what we discussed earlier about leadership. The woman want a man to lead you. Don't you think with your experience and who you present that you could possibly lead that woman into what you need her to be?
Well,
and what we won't do is we won't make it a discussion between people. So so that's a good point. But no.
Okay, like I say to everybody, it's just, to all the guys, who feel like he feels, or ladies who feel like he feels. Guys, women do look for leadership. They want to be led. They want a man to rule and be head of the household. And maybe,
people like,
that's what she needs is that leadership, that stability in a man, and to lead her to where he needs her to be.
Absolutely.
Her and her family to go.
It's definitely what she's looking for. I see a hand back here. I'm pointing to you. Yeah, that's you.
I think that what you were saying, I feel what you're saying, but again, it kind of goes back to what somebody else was saying over here. I don't remember who it was, about how we listen to the words versus the actions. And speaking from experience, I'm married, all that good stuff. And it took me a long time to understand that what he was saying was what he meant. Because a lot of people say those things.
All day.
So good. And you believe them.
And you get your
until
feelings hurt.
They actually walk in that truth and they actually do what they say they're going to do. So I think that might be where the disconnect might be happening for some women, especially when you approach them with all that information.
Yeah. Because you're looking like, what are you trying to sell me? It's usually what that looks like. It's like believe you. So yeah, there's no challenge here. You good. We believe that. So the other piece though to that. So on the other side of that, so he was mentioning that women get intimidated. And so that's interesting. That's the first time I've heard that side. But how many women have felt like you've sat down with a brother and you've shared your awesomeness with them? Because I know many of the sisters that are in the room, so I know you come fly. I know this about you. And got done and felt like he was intimidated. Yep, I see a couple heads. And I guess what I want to understand is how does that usually go? Like, what do you think makes a man intimidated about a woman? And I just want to hear, because like I say, it happens to many women all the time, in fact. As a whole, what do you think, Nina?
I've had a lot of men tell me even before we got to talking that they thought I was too independent or, to this or to that. And it's like, yeah, in your day-to-day life, you might be on top of the world and taking care of business, but at home, you want the man to do that. And I think a lot of men don't take that into consideration. There's two sides to everything. I don't want to be running the relationship at home. I want my man to hold it down and tell me what we're going to do and take control.
Tar, like, and yes.
I'm not talking about intimidation. I want to just, respond to what the sister was saying here about, we always talk about how we want the man to lead, come home, we want him to do this, take the lead. But many times us, particularly as African American women or women, if you're out doing your professional life, you're running it, you're the boss, you're the CEO, COO, CMO, whoever. Right? You're running it outside in your professional life. You come home, you get with or in a relationship or whatever, you won't take your hands off stuff. Whether they make a mistake or not, if you're saying that you want the man to lead, I'm talking about from my own experience, I had to learn this the hard way. But if you want the man to lead, you really need to allow him to do that.
You gotta fall back.
When you have sons, I have a son. You have to train him up. Let him. Garbage needs to go out, okay, let him go ahead and take that garbage out. Or whatever the case may be. If he's not there, of course I'm taking it out. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, when we say we want him to lead, let him do it. Mistakes and all. And that's a learned quality. There's something about humility, right? That comes with that. There's something about, that keyword submission. Oh yes, you need to sit back and allow him to be a man. And praise him. Let him know that he's a king. And men, you need to do that for your women too.
Yeah. All the fellas are like, yes, yes.
What you give out is what you're going to
Absolutely.
get back. It's what you're going to get back.
Back to that 80-20. Remember, not 100% of what you want. They're going to have flaws.
They're going to have flaws. That's a fact. That is a fact. But and I think the other point that you mentioned, I saw somebody's hand up. I don't want to miss you. Yeah, sorry. I thought I saw right behind the guy.
No, I was just gonna say, it sounds like everybody's on the same page, but it's about, understanding oneself's baggage, and the baggage that we carry in life, and our guards. Sometimes we become these first dates and we're protecting and shielding. So it's hard to show that vulnerable side of you, whether you're coming and speaking the truth or not speaking want to see some type of entrance into that life.
Mm-hmm.
So like the man was talking about the conversation. It was two different conversations when you sat down and you said what you're looking for and what you bring to the table. And when she asked you the question, and the first sentence was, I walk in my purpose. That's a very powerful statement.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that anybody, if you sit down and talk to them and you tell them you walk in your purpose, they're going to find it a little bit more inviting than I'm just stating. So it's all about how we also baggage things and how we communicate with each other.
Right, because we all say we want the same things, but again, what that means makes sense. Go ahead. Yep. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, so I was curious, so keep telling on that, we're talking about the first date. So what are some of the things women look for on the first date? What are you guys looking to get out of that first date?
Good question. What are ladies looking to get out of a first date?
I would say who you are as a person, your personality.
You were doing great with this microphone.
Substance,
Thank
like
you.
who you are inside, most importantly. Like a lot of times I know like people run down their outer list, and it's like more so internally who are you. So I think for me personally, it's more so who you are as a person and who you mesh.
What would you say? First date. What would you be looking for? What do you like on the first date? Nothing? I'm assuming we all here for dessert discussion. That's how this works. Like I will call. Everybody's interested in the discussion. Go ahead. Yeah.
First dates, I'm looking kind of piggyback. I want to know about more about you and maybe what we have in common, different interests, your personality.
I want to know if we can have a good time together. I can get a whole bunch of stuff. The reality is, at least for me, if I like you, then we'll keep going to the rest of this. But that whole and I've done the sit down, let's run down all the stuff again. But it's like literally it feels interviewish. And having done that, at the end of the day, I really don't. Because at this level, everybody got a degree, maybe, but it don't matter if you don't. Everybody got a job of some sort. I mean, you got all the same stuff, but can we have fun together is what I'm actually trying to figure out at the beginning. It's like, can I have a good time? Not so much can you make me laugh, but can we laugh together? I'm not looking for a comedian. I'm looking for, can we truly have a good time? Because because we're going to sit down on this first date, we'll eat, we'll do all that good stuff. But then eventually these dates will stop. They have to, because again, you don't want to go out every night. Like, that's not what we're going to do. It's like, but do I like you? Is what I need to establish. But if we spend a lot of and I've done it, where it's like, and it's this, that, and it's like, well, you could have sent me that in a resume. I could have sent you my resume. And at the end of the day, what would we have decided? You still don't know me. You just know what I do. You know what I got. You know where I've been. You know what I look like. But you still don't know. You don't know me because that's not what we're trying to figure out at that point. Now we're just trying to present stuff and hope that it's accepted. Again, which is why I also have been on 50 first dates. So.
I just want to say, what I've noticed is that we're afraid to tell someone, yo, I like you. Yo, I'm feeling you. Is that okay? And I feel we're like,
oh, that's
what I've
point.
noticed as a man, I would say as I'm getting older, is that women have become less vulnerable as they age. In the sense of more what I should be instead of more who I am. Kind of putting on this face they want a man to see instead of the face you go when you go home, take off your makeup, put your hair right on. I want to see you like that on our first date, not necessarily like that.
That's crazy. I was like, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Your face full of makeup and think that's natural.
I love a natural beauty. My mom never wore makeup, so I'm stuck on that. So that's me. So, but I'm just saying in the sense of when I've talked to some women, is realized that the past hurts that. It's a sense of holding on to those hurts and not realizing that this person isn't the person who hurt you. This person is different than the person who's hurt you.
That's fair.
And therefore, I see a black man, whatever man, he reminds me of my ex. I want to take baby steps, but I want him to tell me, leave over here while I give baby steps.
Okay.
So, first date, I do want to make sure we get along, we laugh, and you better like to travel because I'm about that life. But I want you to realize people sitting there representative for the first 30 to 90 days, right?
Not 30 to 90, like.
People sitting there representative. So I need to get past the first date. Do you have any fatal flaws? Are you asking me to pay
Like what?
Like sex. Okay. Shouldn't or loan.
Who you dating? Who going out? Who that? Said I just met you. I ain't loaning you nothing. Like really?
I need to. I think everybody can at least feel a person's spirit, their nature, and then there are some non-negotiable things that I'm sure you're gonna talk about. Are you a person of faith? You know, where you go to church? You know, what do? You can get those things out of the way. However, the first 30 to 90 days, people are gonna send their representative. So it's about just getting still to know the person. So,
I think it's fair.
Y'all gotta hear me on this. That's what I'm saying. I got all that out the way. All that, it's good to have fun and all that, but you end up pregnant before you realize he don't have no goals. Right? Because you're having so much fun and laughing and yo, it's just so fun. And the next thing you know, y'all doing something and you got a baby on the way by somebody who you found out later doesn't even have any career, any aspirations past a week.
Now
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
problematic.
So,
but yeah.
so I'm like, yo, ain't no representative. This is me. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. What can we build together? Because so many people are worried about the fluff that we end up falling in love, having sex, doing all this stuff before we even find out these things that I put up front right out the gate. Like, these are my goals. This is where I'm going. This is what I love to see. This is what I want the world to be. This is how I raised my son.
Yep.
Things that actually have substance before we start, oh, did you like Deadpool? What? Like, sister, like at 40, at 20 maybe, but at 40? And I'm gonna waste time worried about laughing and giggling with you, and I want to know where your head is at, where your heart is at, so we can build.
And that's a perspective.
That's talking all together.
Yeah, that's a perspective that you have. I think. Here, over here. Let's go here. So there's a couple people that are like. Go ahead. Huh? Yes.
You jumping right in the fight.
Yeah, because you can't. And I think that's the piece. You can't leap. I mean, because the idea is like, even though I want to build something again, there has to be a foundation laid. So I want a 13-story skyscraper, but I can't start building at the 13th floor. I'm not going there with you because I don't even know what the foundation looks like. So you're not going to suit me up with this belief of like, here's what I got. I'm an engineer by degree. So I'm like, let's test this first. And the first test for me is, can we have fun? Because if you lose if you don't never reach your goals, if you don't ever accomplish your vision, if you don't ever do that stuff, I need to know that I like you. Like, I can't do that. Yeah, I was like, you don't never reach your goal. I'm like, oh, I was banking on that. Wait, you didn't do it though. Yeah. Start a discussion. That's what we do. What we do.
I like being in the room with y'all, by the way. I like that.
Thank you. We like you too. We like you
What I
too.
would like to add to the discussion is I think the first thing that I feel like I haven't heard tonight is, have you checked yourself? I think the problem with both sides is, are you mentally healthy? Are you spiritually healthy? Are you confident? Are you okay with being with you? Do you feel you're ugly? Do you feel like you're not a boss? And so I think a lot of the problems that we experience in this dating world is you haven't really checked yourself first. And
That's
then the
real.
second thing is, once you check yourself and figure out who you are, I think the second thing is we have a problem with wanting to change people instead of finding what we really want. Okay?
Ooh.
So if you are a pastor, why are you out here trying to kick it with old girl on the pole? Okay? You can't flip that. Okay? If you're a girl on the pole, why are you trying to go get a guy that's a pastor? Okay? So I feel like you need to go after what it is that you really want, and don't spend your time trying to change that woman. Don't spend your time trying to change that man. Go after what you want.
I like that. Go after what you want. I saw. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was pointing over here. I'm sorry. I was just. I'm sorry. I confused them. I'm sorry. That's my bad. Sending mixed. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to send you mixed signals. Mixed messages. My bad.
The thing is to know what you want. I attended one of Alex's discussions.
The Lebanar. Oh, the Lebanar, which we'll talk about. This goes real deep, y'all. Lebanar is coming up. Go ahead.
One of the things was knowing who you are, knowing what
your 3 wants, and your 3 non-negotiables.
Non-negotiables. Mm-hmm.
And that really cuts it deep for, I think, everybody once you look at it like that and you know exactly what you want. Is you can take away all the fluff and you get down to the basics and go from there.
Yeah.
And that, I think everybody needs to do that, and you get a better understanding of who you are as a person, what you can bring to the table, and what you need someone else to bring. And everybody is ready for that.
And it all sounds good, right? As we sit here and we talk through, it's like it all sounds good, but it clearly goes off the rails a lot of times. Go ahead.
So I've been in situations where I knew what I wanted, but when I didn't can't get it because they don't want you.
Say that again.
I've been in situations where I knew what I wanted in a female, but like it didn't happen. I know that way. Like, I was like, okay, like what happens like if you know what you want, but you can't have it? Like what are you supposed to do?
Like if what you want is a person or what you want in qualities. So I'm of the camp that says you can have what you actually want. Like, but I also believe 150% is you don't get what you want, you get what you are. And so people want a lot of things, but again, we are attracted to what we are, in fact. And like I said, whether we believe it or not, like I say, so it's easy to be like, oh, men this, oh, women that. Like, I am completely convinced that everybody living a life that is reflective of who we actually are. So if I'm not getting what I want, then it's like somewhere, Alex, somewhere on the inside, you got something that's conflicting with what you say. So it's, here's what I'm telling you. Like, I want to be fit, I want to be this, but what I do is eat Oreos and sit on the couch. Right? This is what you really do want. You really do want to be healthy, but what you doing, it don't back it up. And I think similarly in relationships, it's like I say I want a man who's, gonna lead and gonna stable, but the reality is it's like you can't even I won't even stay still long enough to connect. And I get that where it's like you're running all over the place, like you can't even call people back. That's not how you build a relationship. So I think that's the deal. So it's like checking really who you are, because again, like I said, if what you get is different than what you want, then what you are is different than what you say you want. Alex's belief, completely Alex Merritt's belief.
I also have to say, chipping in with you, is that I've learned recently that what you want and need is not always what you want to need, and who you want to need are not always the same thing. So you say you know what you want, however, you probably had the wrong person to provide that. So you have to be able to be good within yourself. Going back to the triple threes, you have to be good within yourself to know that, hey, I know I don't like this, I know I've been through this, and I can deal with these things, but if you know yourself, you cannot possibly make anyone else happy if you're not happy with yourself. And many of us look for other people to be our happiness instead of learning that it's a supplement to our happiness or an addition to our happiness.
Right. Yeah. You don't start happy, it didn't come happy. So to that point. So that's my thought about that. Like you can have whatever you want. You just got to be what you want. And that's the question. It's like, am I the person I want to find? Huh? And so I think that becomes the question that we got to ask. It's like, am I the person? Like, if I met me, we had a shirt. It's like, would you date yourself? Like, if you met yourself on the street, would you date yourself? Most people are like, yeah, I'm cool. I kick it with me. Then would you marry yourself? Okay, if my partner did everything that I'm currently doing, how would I feel about that? Like, honestly, not the good stuff about you, but everything about you and what you represent is one position on that piece. So he like, well, in that case, then maybe I'll check back with her. So that's my thought about that. So once we get past that, we get there. We get this. I see this come up all the time. And this is about like how much you should share or how much you should let somebody in to your world. Like, what are you looking to know about me early and when? Like, when are you looking, like, people is vulnerable. Who said that? Somebody was like, women are afraid to be vulnerable. That was you. What does vulnerability look like to you from a woman? I'm just, because people say that all the time, but I'm like, what does that mean exactly to you? How do you know a woman's being vulnerable? Just period.
She's saying that, you know what, to be honest, I've had my heart broken. I'm just letting you know that because I don't want that to happen again. I feel that's being vulnerable, like instead of taking out of me, you let me know that you've been hurt. And I can say, you know what, I've been hurt too, so let's not pay attention to that. Let's talk about what we can do do together. I feel like that's a part, owning up to your past and your past hurts and your
Owning up to it.
is part of being vulnerable.
Okay. So owning up, got that. That's anybody a different position on that? Is that agree? Is that what vulnerable looks like to everybody else? Like maybe, it's like no, not at all. What about, so this is the other thing I saw, and this is back to space. If somebody is going through your phone, is that okay? I see you in the back there. What you got, Miss? What you thinking?
Okay, I'm new to the group, so I'm gonna be
like this brother just walked in from the bar, kind of new to the group.
I'm gonna be totally honest. My last relationship, my last real relationship, I was actually stabbed in the back.
Oh.
With a knife. Yeah, so like it soured me on the whole experience. So I'm like, it's Valentine's Day coming up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a mirror on the other side of the table, and I'm gonna keep it real with the day one dude. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. But like I'm lost. Like right now I'm lost. I just want to hear everybody else's good experiences. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want somebody else.
That is real. That is very real. Well, you welcome. We will share all the love we got with you. But can your person go through your phone? Like, is that okay?
That's why it happened.
Oh, you had something in your phone that provoked us.
It wasn't nothing that bad.
That bad. That bad. Greetings like, hey, babe, what's up, boo? Them kind of greetings.
Straight names, and it got me stabbed in the back.
Oh. So that's one reason why you wouldn't ever have somebody go through your phone. That's one reason not to.
Yeah,
So.
I think you have to have a level of respect for each other's space.
Uh-huh.
But if you're flipping through your mate's phone, that's kind of signal a level of suspicion that I want to find out who's been texting you or things like that. I think that destroys trust more than that I'm being open, I'm giving you my phone, look what's in there. I think we should give each other space. Your phone is your phone. If you're going to share with me, I'm going to trust you that you're in this relationship. The other thing I wanted to comment on, that the brother of the DJ was talking about the confidence in the things he says, and also the comment he made about it's you dating you. I think we should be open to exploring. I'm always surprised when I'm dating somebody, finding out something new, something sometimes I didn't know about myself. So we should be open to not only, yes, I know these things I want in a woman, but also there are things that they say that I'm surprised about myself and about them. So I think we grow together.
Absolutely.
We should be ready to just explore, learn new things. We're never really sure about what we kind of know what we want, but we should be okay growing and knowing things that we didn't know.
Agreed. Absolutely. Should keep an open mind. I start here, and then I'll go here, and then I'll introduce a different question.
So, like, I've been in situations where, like, I guess I asked to look at my phone, or, like, really close, like, is there a way, like, not to give her your passcode? Like, is that wrong not to give her your passcode or so close? Or is it
I don't think it's wrong to not give somebody your passcode, but maybe other people got a different perspective about that. But they in a relationship?
Yeah, but I have girls here that are best friends with me, like, we're legit best friends. Like,
Right.
she wouldn't understand that. But just like, how do you explain that to somebody that you're with, that this is your best friend, that you've been going to school with for like 6 years or whatever? Like, how do you explain that?
But like that? Like, literally like that.
But they don't listen.
Again, back to who you picked, because I got a good friend. So I'll tell you, I got a good friend of mine who actually they just got married, had a baby, whole nine. But his best friend is a girl who calls him every day. I'm talking about every single day. His wife, though, because she's like, you are my man, and I trust you, I don't care that she calls you every day. And if I ever got a question that she's calling you, then we don't need to be together anyway. She's like, I ain't got time to be trying to keep you from somebody if you and I are together. Because she trusted him though. But he also gave her every reason to trust him. If that makes sense. So like this is the same friend that would send me flowers for Valentine's Day, my other friend flowers on Valentine's Day. Why he was dating her? But she knew it. Right? So and men like to think women are crazy, but we actually can feel stuff. So when we know it's off, and we can feel it. So, or she might just be insecure because of some other stuff. Don't get me wrong. But you also got to give her a reason to trust you. Is how I feel about that. I could be wrong, but again, that's how I am. But yeah, but you ain't got to get nobody your passcode. That's just how I feel about it. At the end of the day, keep your passcode to yourself. Because if you give her your passcode, then what? Yeah.
If you have nothing to hide, then you can totally give your passcode. But then on the flip side of that is, if she trusts you, why does she need your passcode? So I think that definitely goes into the trust issue and when you are in a relationship, because again, if she trusts you, she's not going to give her your passcode, and if you're trustworthy, you have to give her the passcode. And I think a lot of times we feel that we can't be friends with the opposite sex, that it has to be more to that, or it has to be some underlying thing going on, and that's so untrue. Like I told you, you can be friends with the opposite sex, and there's nothing going on. So that's just
Which comes down to walking in your truth. The truth is, you have female friends, be true to that. Female loves you, respects that, she will respect the love. If you're not true in that, then she's not going to trust or respect that.
That's true. That's definitely true. I'm gonna go to some of these OkCupid questions. One of them says, and I thought this was interesting, is it true that women prefer men that are older than them? If so, why?
For me, I'll say yes. I like stability. I feel like men who are older or slightly older than me know what they want. It's less about playing games. I've come across some that are just running game on some with everybody. But that's my personal preference. I like somebody my age or older.
Okay. Anybody else like men their age, or like them older, not like them older? Question was, is it true that women like men that are older than they are?
I think I was that way for a long time, until I got to a point where it's just like they can be younger as long as they're mature. Because I've dated guys that were much older than me, guys that were the same age as me, and they were also immature. So I think it's more so the mature factor now that I'm dating it on versus them having to be older than me. I cut out that criteria, but I totally used to have that criteria.
What'd you say? 80s babies are different?
So, just an experience that I went through last year with the older female, she told me that she wanted to be with somebody older, and I was trying to mature up and be a man for her. That was the first older girl that I've been with. I'm like, okay, well, let me grow up a little bit and try to step my game up so I can get on your level or ahead of you. And like, she just was not trying to hear what I had to say. I ran out.
So you run out of stuff to do. It's like, I can't try no more. I gave you everything I got. This is all I have. This is all I have. Jason, anything? Got anything to throw out? Any questions? I also like older guys. I do. I'm also one who likes them a little older. But back to, feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling protected. And it's not even so much about games. I think people play games just depending on where they play them at. But I don't know, just something about having somebody who I think knows what they're doing and have been where I'm about to go. Like, that's how I feel about that. So I just feel like it's smart. I feel like younger guys, like especially much younger guys, that I gotta teach them stuff, but then, which is okay. I'm okay with teaching people stuff. But there's something comforting about knowing that I can just trust that he's wise or something like that. And it might not even be true, but that's just how I see older older guys. Huh?
Being a gentleman who's attracted to older women, I love the fact that women have their stuff together. Also, I've noticed that I've taught a lot of women things emotionally that men their age and older are just too stubborn and disconnected to teach them.
Oh.
So it goes kind of both ways.
Did you see that dice for the young man? He was like, let me be clear. We got this. It's like, we got this. It was like, let me be clear about who I am and what we do. The other question that I thought was interesting that came up that says, is sex always required for a relationship? The fellas are like, yes. Like, I see something. Why you not? Are you saying yes? He's like, somebody wrote this question down as a real question. Don't judge. It's honest or dishonest. This is an honest question. Is sex required? Go ahead. We ain't heard you say nothing all year. Why do you think it's a question? I'm just curious. Yeah, or why do you think it's not a good question?
I mean, it's biology. Like, we all like to orgasm something. So if you don't want me to talk to other women,
Is sex always a requirement for a relationship is the question. And he said it's none to go. He said it's biology, is what he said. Is there, so that's going to be the hashtag, it's biology. Yeah.
So if it is a requirement for all the guys in the room, is there a certain stage where it becomes a requirement? First day.
Hello, where's the room? Go ahead.
if I show interest from that point on, it's fair game. But,
Say more about that. What you mean?
So it could be like 2 weeks a day.
I mean, if the vibe is there and I trust your hygiene, you be there for the day. I mean, it doesn't mean I can't respect your next day. Just so that's the vibe. Then how we feel about each other is how we feel.
So there's a whole lot of messaging out there that's like, if you sleep with a man on the first date, like he loses total. Trust and understand, a lot of what women doing is trying to make sure she maintains her respect and her position in your eyes.
If I already thought that way about you, then usually I'm going to continue thinking positive or negative.
Oh.
That's real.
Whether it's the first
Huh?
day or the first week, but you may have given it to somebody before me, 2 days before. So who knows what could happen. But I'm just saying, from that point on, if we're feeling each other, then I already respect you, I already know you, then it should be all good. That's just me.
So do you know me after a first date?
Do you know me after now? Because it sounds like it's
We've been married for 15 years, still don't know each other. So
Oh.
you can know someone for 10 years and not know them, and then meet someone for 30 seconds and feel like I'm knowing you forever. So that's technically, there's no time limit on if you know somebody. It's more so vibes in the universe and human spirits.
Fair. I can respect that position. Go ahead. I hear some. Go ahead, George. Go. And I'll come back over here. Here, then here.
I think it's required.
Keyword required.
I think sex is part of our communication. That's how we communicate to each other. You communicate at a deep level. Just like
What are we-
us and have a discussion. Sex is another way you communicate to this person intimate.
Ah.
But I don't think the first day, I think that would be a little suspicious. Because you haven't even known me. And I don't think I have that good of a game that you so it just makes you be suspicious if this other person just the first day. I think there should be some distance, some time after a few days to get to know each other, you feel each other, and then if it works for both of you, then do it. But it's required.
Cause don't you? I mean, so I hear men like it's in theory this idea of it won't be held against you if you sleep with them on the first date. But I feel like that is not true in practice. Like, I hear what you say, but I feel like in practice it's not true. I feel like men, and I hear you.
I want to say nowadays in 2015 with social media and text messaging, the first date, you've probably been talking to each other for 2 months. So the first date, quote unquote, can be, I already know you, so the first date is for us to have sex. I'm just saying.
What I do this at? No. What I do this at? Nina's back on her. So.
We just show up actually talking with people, and I need clarification.
Yeah, it's real.
But you know what though? It is definitely different than how I grew up and what's ingrained in me. So for some people, I could understand their motive behind doing that. I'm saying for me, it's not what I would do. So I would not have respect for myself or respect for the man. I can't respect you after that on the first day. So we forget about the respect. Yeah. So, excuse me? In a long distance relationship, I still need, I need to know you. And vibe, you know what? I can vibe with you in 30 minutes, not a problem. Vibing does not mean it is time to get down. But you know, it's just different for me. And
Yeah.
so that's definitely my perspective. And I grew up in Alabama, and we're very old. My family's very old-fashioned. So, like you talked about, Ben talked about like people looking for guys that are their father. I know nobody's gonna be my father, but I know what my mother did in order to get my father. And having sex on the first date was not that. It might be right for somebody else, just not right for me.
But is sex a requirement for the relationship?
Yeah.
Is sex a requirement for the relationship?
Is sex a requirement for a relationship?
That was good. Yep, that's the question.
So So no, I'm not a virgin. However, do you want me to answer? Okay. So
Please, by all means.
what I would say was my experiences and knowing the experience I've had in the past. I want now to live a celibate life, and that might not be something that a man is down for. And I totally understand that, and I'm okay with that. I've had men to walk away because of that. I'm fine with that. You know, that's my truth, right?
Nina. Okay, so the question is.
And in a marriage, sex is absolutely part of a communication tool. Absolutely. It's a requirement. It's a requirement by marriage. Absolutely.
So it's a requirement for a married relationship, is what it sounds like. Yes. Go ahead. She said yes. Hallelujah. The look on your face is priceless. Finger like, what the? Go ahead.
What do men think about the 90-day rule? Is that too long?
This one's like, no. He's like, I'm out of this joint.
You need to know somebody. Is 90?
Before we answer that question, you have to answer the question: is sex a requirement for a relationship?
For me?
Speak your
I'm with Carmen. I'd like to be celibate for a while in a relationship. Whether that happens.
Here's what I'm aiming for.
kind of a
They like, we corroborated on this answer. Let's share it together.
So first I would say define relationship.
Yeah, it's your definition of relationship. But.
Depends on the type of relationship that we have.
So define it for you. What type of relationship would sex be a requirement for?
Okay, sex would be a requirement for a contractual relationship.
Contractual meaning business partners?
Relationship, the person is not required.
Like business partners?
I agree with what the Bible says about, not having sex with, after many, many, many years. I understand why, because of what a woman has to deal with and what we have on the line when we become intimate with a man. Because, we go through a lot more than y'all afterwards. And so we have to live with that. And so I think that, before I would share my body with someone, we would have to have some form of understanding, not just a requirement. Can you mean requirement?
But what is your understanding?
Requirements. We got some requirements. So, no, I think that it would depend on the type of relationship.
So you're saying marriage only?
Or is it contractual?
Is that like, what does contractual mean? Define contractual. What is that?
Yes, express contractual relationship, whether it's verbal, in writing, something. I mean, obviously,
Oh, okay.
are enforceable once they're in writing. It's not in writing that you have to.
So it's contractual. Let me make sure I'm clear, because I hear this word, because actually the next question says, why do women act like they don't want sex? That's the,
I'll tell you why. It's not that great, okay?
Oh. Boom! She just dropped. All the fellas are like, I was looking for Red Lobster.
It's fake. You're faking it. Don't lie. So.
Say what you got to say. What you got.
If you don't have an understanding person, and you're just opening your leg or laying on your back or whatever it is.
No, that's fair. You're not connected to the person.
What is it really? You know what I mean? I just feel like there's nothing there. It's routine. I would give you like 3 or 4 drinks and I can do it. I can live through it. But other than that, it's really not all that. It's fake. Niggas lie. People don't tell the truth and not honest.
Yeah.
It's real. It's too much for a precious woman to lose in this, however many minutes we can manage,
So you're not getting Red Lobster from that one. That's what you're not going to do. No Red Lobster trips. Hey, you okay?
All right, 2 seconds. So, did women lose their orgasms and sex? What we're doing it? Do they lose their?
Yes, sometimes done.
Does it happen like that sometimes?
I feel like, honestly,
yeah, it does.
What's wrong with living in the moment? Like, you're feeling it, she's feeling it. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, honestly.
Anybody want to tackle this? Anybody want to respond to his question?
Wait. He done said he faked it too. No, I can.
So men can fake too? Whoa, time. Flag on the play. Wait, what? Can you? Fellas, I just want to see a show of hands. Can men fake? Look at. Oh, I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. But carry on. Go ahead. Thank y'all for educating the room away. People like, they can fake it too. But why would you fake it as a guy? Why would you fake it? You don't want to hurt feelings. Okay, all right. Go ahead.
Why not live in the moment? I think you should live in the moment. I think you have to do what works for you. And if living in the moment works for you, live in the moment. I think sometimes sex is overrated. Do I think it's great? Yes. Do I think it's overrated? Yes. I think that's
Is
where
this
it comes
over?
into where you build that relationship, you build that true connection, and sex is gonna be passion, it's gonna be good. You just gotta go to that point.
Tara.
I think I was the person, I'll own up, was the one that wrote is sex a requirement in a relationship.
Okay. I didn't know. There were no names. I didn't know who came, but you keep your truth to yourself.
I wanted to know. And
Yeah.
I heard what I thought I would hear, particularly from the men and from some women too, that most times in relationships, if you develop something with a person, that's the next step to have sexual relations. What I know from my experience is that once a woman decides that she is going to lay down with a man, you lose all sense of sight, reality, what is, what isn't. In many cases, I wouldn't say everyone.
Right, I was like, no.
But our vision is skewed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, your vision is skewed, right? So you become emotionally connected to this individual that's not even your husband yet.
Yeah.
You haven't made a commitment outside of we're having sex, right? We're pleasing our bodies. But then women get here's where comes these soul ties, right? You have sex with this guy, the relationship doesn't work, right? Then you're having to deal with all this emotional crap. So taken on for years that you're trying to shed yourself of from this individual who you were in a relationship with, that you consummated this relationship with this individual that's no longer in your life. And he went on and married Sally, Mary or Sue, and you're still dealing with the fact. You know, and we're talking now, me, I deal in mind, body, soul connection. We're three people in all wrapped in one. And here we go, I'm a Jesus person, right? Okay? He's three in one, so are we. That's how bad we are. But what I'm saying is, when we as women, men can do it all day and be like, peace, I'm gone. Let me go call my girlfriend. You know, or whatever the case may be. There's no real commitment for men on the physical level, but there is for women. There really is for women an emotional connection. When we decide to lay down with you men, take responsibility in that too. What she's saying is, I trust you enough with everything about me to open up myself to you in this moment. So think before you decide to blink or whatever the case may be.
I would like to respond to this. When I responded that it's a requirement, I'm saying it more from my perspective that you have developed a relationship. And part of our relationship, part of the communication, I think sex is part of it. I don't see it as a sequential progression that you get and pass. But I respect what you're saying, that if there's a value system that you have, that this is only going to happen at this point, I think that should be respected as well. But I think if you're in a really committed relationship, and you have a good relationship, you have a good feeling about this person, I think sex is a natural thing that you consummate this committed relationship, not just a transactional thing.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Having a deep and intimate relationship with somebody. But if your value is that you gotta get on paper, you gotta be married to do that, I think that should be acceptable too. And if the guy can't deal with that, then it's somebody else.
No, I think that's real.
I just add also, I
Yeah.
feel that people are willing to have sex quicker than are willing to let themselves be known to the other party. So that goes back into that people are willing to rather lay down and say, I'm using this as my way of loving you instead of showing you my heart, which is the true way of loving you. So I think that's another part of it as well.
And I think to your point, which is the point you're making, this idea of like when a woman opens up, but your message is true. Is like sex becomes the way around being truthful, being really open. Because everybody who opening their legs is not opening their heart. And so this idea of men and women, for that matter, but for women, oftentimes you can hide behind that crutch that says, I'm giving you my body, and what I'm hoping you will do is be good to my heart. But you don't know that he's going to be good to your heart because you never even put your heart on the line. You just put your body on the line. And then we start blaming men for wanting sex. Because I think, to be fair, women want sex too. We do. Women want sex as well. We desire it as well, but at least for me as a woman, where the risk starts to show up is like, if I give you my body and that's all you see or that's all you get, then it's like, do you value me as a woman? Will you take care of the rest of me? Because giving you my body, that can happen, and we know that can happen. But she wants it as much as she wants you. But again, when she gets to the point where she's ready to give you her body, she also really, really, really wants to know you're going to take care of her heart. And that's really what that comes down to. And marriage is the ideal way, and I think because again, if you believe in God and you believe in Jesus and that's your subscription, you start to follow that model though. But the reality is what marriage guarantees you, or you think what marriage guarantees you, is that you're going to take care of my heart. You committed to me. It's only going to be us. That's what, I mean, so we hold to that, but there's a lot of married women, in fact, who got men who they feel like they don't have their heart either. Go ahead.
And what? Who don't have sex either.
Who don't have sex. There's a lot of married people who don't have sex. Go ahead, back here. I see her. Oh. Okay, sorry. And we still got folks coming in.
You know, I just want to say,
I just want to say.
I know that we're talking about sex and whatnot, and the reality is that some women want to have sex, like you're saying. Women want to have sex too, and not necessarily always in a committed relationship.
Yeah, let's be real.
I'm not negating what people are saying at all. I'm not negating that. But I think we can look at both sides and understand that it doesn't have to be like, you know, I'm going to give you my body, but please protect all this and that. Sometimes it's not always like that, and I think, you know,
that's real.
Sometimes you're able to recognize that, so please, you know, make the distinction with the men. Like, please be discerning with what we're saying. But let's not get it twisted like it just always has to be. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not negating everything you guys are saying, and I totally respect that. And I totally believe in somebody's celibate walk and things like that as well. But I also think that, you know, sometimes it doesn't have to be so, like, committal in a way.
It's like Stella got a groove back.
Please.
I just want to piggyback on what she said, because when you talk about not being so committal, you think about the cesspool. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Like, I just can't be involved with someone who is out there. Do you know what I mean? It's disgusting. And if someone...
You mean a man who's just out there? What do you mean?
Yes, because...
What do you mean by out there?
I'm heterosexual, so
right.
I have been...
Right.
I'm not a homosexual, and those who are, that's fine. I'm not mad. But what I'm saying is that if someone is... We're not going to have sex if there's no commitment, because what if I leave that door open, then that means that you might have me tonight, and who knows tomorrow, and the next day, and then my turn might be next week, and that is what's disgusting to me.
Yes.
So I just really, like, I can hang out with you, we can have drinks, we can go to dinner, we can talk, and all that, but the sex piece, if you want somebody who is not on a commitment, and you can call any day or time of the week, and if it's time is right, and they're gonna go, you say that for that person.
Right.
Right? And then when you're ready to say that, and it's very complicated because in the day and time that we live in, who wants to just commit to just one person? You're just really kind of not in that kind of world.
No, most people, that's a question. How many people want to be committed to one person? Right here. Like, everybody wants to act, so no, forever. No, I mean committing, I mean both.
Sexually, let's elaborate. Okay, so.
Because most people who come to a dessert discussion are interested in committed relationships.
Because otherwise, it's too much, you know. And if you really think about the female anatomy, it really leads to the opening of our body. It's you know. So when we share that with a man, it's not something that we want to include other secretions and those sorts of things, because then it creates a foul odor. And I don't have time for that. So I prefer to.
I ain't got time for these infections, these diseases. I ain't got time for that.
Once you do the observation,
That's hilarious. So we'll. Has sex ever ruined a relationship?
It was a commitment, and you gave it your body, and your body said, hell no.
Over here, this sister over here. The sister right here. Welcome, by the way.
Okay, so there's a new show out called It's Not You, It's Men. And Tyrese talked about that. You can have all the commitment in the world, but then your wedding night is messed up because you did not check in with each other on the chemistry side of things. You thought that love was on the secret. Shout out to my boy too. You thought that love was going to see it through, and it just didn't quite happen. And now you are merged. I say merged. You are now merged with someone who you love deeply. But the chemistry is just not them. So I'm saying, so what I say this to say is that sometimes you do got to go shopping.
She is serious about it.
You may need to take it for a drive. I'm not saying you got to have sex with everybody. Somebody should be out there like that. It's a sexual energy exchange, right? It's a spiritual energy exchange. That is not for everybody. And on top of that, have stipulations like what sister was talking about. Yeah, sometimes it's not all committable. Say off top, like, look, man, this relationship, this situationship or whatever.
This situation.
When I call, because I'm the one who calls the shots, right? Because it's my body that I'm allowing you to be partaking in. So you have those standards, you have those boundaries. You don't allow no extra secretions, things on top of I wasn't ready for that. But if you have those boundaries and those understandings, and straight asking the serious questions about your sexual health, like I keep it super real because it's your
We
body.
believe that. We believe that.
Have that conversation, and I think you'll be all right. I'm just saying.
No, that's real. That's really real. That is hilarious. So this one, and then we'll go ahead. Go ahead. Huh? I have some water. Thank you.
So we talked about the differences in, how someone may put sex first and how someone else may put it to the backside and the importance of it. When should that be brought up? I know some men say first date. They want to know whether they're going to get some down the line. I mean, if you're celibate or if you're waiting 90 days or, if you need 3 dates, whatever, when should that be brought up?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Go.
I mean, when do
You have a response, Nick? Go ahead. We'll go here, then we'll go here. Yeah.
I think it should just come up organically. I don't like if you're with some guy and he's trying to like shoehorn that discussion point in while you're talking about the basketball game or something. Maybe
You bought a ticket too. Like that lady, I don't know. That dude, I don't know.
He wants to formally discuss. Like when it just seems so when it looks like he's getting out of pocket and bringing it up when you're clearly not giving him the vibe.
I mean, is that not too late though when he's getting out of pocket?
Yeah, well then that's how you meet him. That's how you meet him out. That's how you know that this one's not the one and he's not with. If he's bringing it up before you want to bring it up, then it might be a problem.
So men really don't want to know ahead of time.
person will say, like he said, I will let it grow organically, but I would like to know within the first 2 dates.
First 2 dates? Dang!
Because if I like you, then it won't be a big issue. But if it's like, all right, I'm just physically attracted to her.
Oh, okay.
Cash out. At least I know.
Cash out like checkout lines? You gotta cash out? Did you just say that about a woman? I'm just clear. I just want to make sure we on the same page. I just want to make sure I'm hearing you right. Like, and you shouldn't be. It's all about honest or dishonest. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for that.
I'd rather know so we don't waste each other's time. I'm not going to keep you from finding what you want. Hopefully you feel the same for me. So,
that's
as long as
real.
we're honest with each other, I prefer that.
Okay. So you like bring it up early. He's like get to it when you get to it.
Bring it up on the first date.
But the second for sure. He's like, but the second one, let's get to this. Let's talk about this. Before I spend another $25. That's okay. Welcome.
So I think the more appropriate question on a first date is where do you see this going? What are you looking for? And then you
On a first date?
conversation about sex. Because if it's just we just kicking it, then you don't even need to ask me that question. That's what I mean. It's not going down that way. So I think the more appropriate question is, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a long-term relationship? Are you looking for a situationship? Maybe I might be looking for a situationship too. That might be a different conversation. But if I'm looking for something a little long-term and you're not, then that's not a conversation we need to discuss any further.
It sounds like some people are expecting that in a long-term relationship.
In a long-term relationship.
I mean, but immediate in a long-term relationship. So that's
Immediate. That's the key. Immediate. It's like the prerequisite to the long-term relationship is the sex. Yeah.
All I'm saying is this. Whatever a man is concerning himself with the most is what he cares about the most, which is why my conversation is about purpose, right? That's what I'm concerned with the most. Regardless of how you feel about sex, I think everybody could agree that it fuzzies things up. Like she said, skewing vision or whatever, like in a cloud. And don't let it be good. Like just sex in the gym can skew things up, but don't let it knock it out. Don't let me knock it out because then it's kind of like, I don't care what's happening, I don't care what your goals are.
I don't care what your goals are.
Or if she kill it, I mean, the bigger question was, how many of us have stayed in relationships because of that, right? How many of us was in a relationship a year longer than we would have been if he wasn't?
A year longer than he would have been?
Or if you didn't meet her for her apartment, or he wasn't.
Show of hands, everybody show of hands.
It's a neat, clear kind of thing when it's like you come to the table with it all good. Anyway, I can go into that. But if his issue is superficial, then his cares are superficial.
Oh, that's.
If it's, well, when are we doing this? Or I ain't about to spend no more money. He's showing you what he cares about.
That's
he's
true.
Showing you his checklist of priorities, and if sex and things like that are his thing, no disrespect, but then that's what you can expect from the relationship.
That's real.
Right?
That's real.
That's
That's very
saying.
real. I like it. So I'm gonna just throw this out because there's y'all. Okay, Cupid like came with it. So this was a question. So I think we probably covered this one. It's like, is it a deal breaker if a woman chooses to be celibate? So we talked about how important sex is, fellas. We got all of that. We cleared that it has to go down at some point. But if she is celibate, is that a deal breaker for men? George is like, yes, it is. You're not subconsciously telling me, yeah? Is that what you're not? What's your opinion? How long are we talking? How long is too long? Sex. So it is. So for you, you like, it's not gonna happen.
The premise of this question
Yeah.
is based on that the person who is asking it is choosing to be celibate until a certain time.
Yeah.
And maybe that is marriage. So if you both know that and try, but it's gonna be very hard.
I think you can
for
try.
both
Okay.
sides. I think it'll be hard for me because I don't see sex as the prize. That's I'm climbing a mountain, and then at the end, I get the prize because I was a good boy. I think sex is intertwined with being in a good relationship. I think it enriches the relationship. It makes you intimate to this person, and you continue on. It doesn't mean you have sex and now I don't want you anymore. In fact, it has made me closer to this person. So I think if you keep it to the end, I think it may actually damage the relationship or send away a suitor that would have really been good for you.
I think that's a really powerful perspective. That's an interesting perspective. That's a I saw. That's a and I tell you what made it powerful is this idea. Is the idea that, and I think for men, not even for me, at least for me, like this whole like biblical like weight to marriage, but it's the prize. But that's probably the first time I've ever heard it said the opposite direction, where it's like the goal is not to get sex. Like that's not a gift for me. Whereas as many women have been trained, where it's like it's the only thing actually that keeps him interested is because then when he gets it, then he yeah, exactly. And so that's probably the first time I've ever heard a guy say there's like it's not my goal. So once I get it, it's not the pinnacle, and I didn't like capture a flag. It's like, oh.
Then that also reiterates that once they climb the mountain, then that's it, right? Then they don't have to date you. They ain't got to take you out. They ain't got to do all of that.
But that's not what he said.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's not what he said.
Right. But no, I think for some, not necessarily for him,
Yeah.
but for some people, or for some guys, they reach the mountaintop and then, oh, I got everything.
There's another mountain over
I
there.
have mixed feelings about it because some guys just like the chase. First off. Secondly, I think that they would just enjoy the chase on top of if a man has his mind set on something,
he gonna get it.
He is going right to the end. That's what she wants. He's going. Period. We can say all this celibate stuff, but if a brother is really down for whoever that young woman is, he's rolling.
It's true. It's absolutely true. Yeah, it's absolutely true. There's no question about that at all.
I would also say, as you said earlier, when you have sex, the energy is transferable. But when a guy reaches the mountaintop, we're emotional creatures. We not be able to show it as well, but we may feel that, yo, this energy isn't what's up, so I'm good now.
Oh. Huh? That's not okay, right? That's not.
It's not okay.
It's like, oh.
Women feel the same way. They may have sex and realize that you know what, you're not who I thought you were, like this is how you were. So therefore, okay, we had sex once, it was great, but now moving on.
But if sex reveals something to you about that person you didn't know before, then you just didn't pay attention or didn't ask enough questions.
First, I'm talking energy that's transferred.
But I'm talking about the energy as well. Again, so it's like if that reveals something that you didn't already know from a connection, from a chemistry standpoint, then we didn't ask enough questions or we ain't spent enough real time. Because there is nothing that should come out. No, absolutely. No, I think it is completely true. But go ahead. Yep. This is the war on love.
I think it's an anachronism to view sex as something that the woman is given to the man. Because, like, ideally, both people are enjoying it. It's not like, oh man, the dude's about to get some. Now they're both about to get some. That's true. That's true. So it's not something where it's like, the woman is like, I'm giving you something. It's like, no, we're like, I mean, not to make it sound like very emotionless, but it's kind of like a transaction of sorts. Like, you know, like both people are getting something out of it. It's not like I'm cooking somebody dinner. Like that's me doing something for them. They don't eat. And then
you don't eat.
I just wanted to like inject that in there.
That's funny.
Another way to look at sex. It's not just like something a woman gives to the man. It's something that they share.
That's
it.
it.
Each other. If she feels like she's purely giving him something, then he's doing something wrong and he needs to do it better, so she feels like she's getting something out of it.
That's
some Cosmo or whatever.
that is hilarious.
So I guess what I'm hearing is the issue of how important sex is. Is that kind of what we're talking about?
Yeah.
So, just from a personal perspective, whenever I am doing something like that, and I'm probably not to do that, but I'll tell you, it's not one of those things where I'm just in it for the end goal. It's not a 30-minute engagement. It's an intense, enjoyable, thoughtful, enjoyable, fun, enjoyable all-night event. So it's like it is. It's not about just the intercourse in and of itself. It's a whole. It's an experience.
The experience.
So people are just oh yeah, after the first date, oh yeah, let's get hot and heavy. Let's screw each other. You guys are doing something wrong in a relationship. If you're happy.
It's not a relationship. You don't even know me. It's a situationship.
Last time I had a serious dating relationship, it was a wonderful first date, an awesome second date, an awesome second and a half date, and it wasn't just about sex. It was actually an enjoyable event. So I'm not sure what y'all are doing, but sex is not just a pastime. It's an event.
No, second and a half day is not a relationship, however.
So it was an experience to you. Do you know for a fact that it was an experience for the other individual?
You want me to respond to that? I would hope so, because it wasn't the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth date. It was what I consider a relationship. So yeah, well, some people say second date. I call it a second and a half date. So it wasn't an actual full-blown date. It was more of a. It was lunch. It was lunch. Fair enough. Does that answer your question?
And it continued. The
It
situation
did.
grew into a relationship.
It did. Well, I didn't go into dating this person without the idea of going into an actual relationship. So it wasn't a.
So it happened.
Let's go on a first date and I expect to screw you after that first date. And I think men that go into that type of relationship, they're gonna do what they're bargaining for. It's not gonna be a relationship.
So we're gonna switch topics here because there's a couple. This one's really serious, and but I think it's worth the conversation, and then we'll see where it goes from here. I've been single. I've been a single male for my whole life, but I honestly want to know what it feels like to be loved by a woman. Any advice?
Leave Minnesota.
No, don't leave me. You don't gotta leave Minnesota, but I think it's a really good question because it literally can be swapped the other way, right? The question was basically that I'm a single man, but I honestly want to know what it feels like to be loved by a woman. Any advice? So any advice, I'm taking it to mean how to be loved or to end up in a relationship where I'm loved by a woman, which I thought was interesting. So this is for the ladies. This is for the ladies.
My advice is simply to speak up. I know far too many men who have, approached women after the fact, whether they are in another relationship or married or pregnant, whatever. But after the fact, saying, I used to really have a crush on you, or I wish I would have approached you back in the day. Speak up. That's all we want. Like, we are not mind readers. If you are interested in someone, approach them. It's not going to kill you if someone says no. Just speak up.
That's real. That is so real. What'd you say? He said no human is a mind. Fair point, King. Fair point, King. He said no human is, because she was basically saying, men, we're not mind readers. He's like, and we aren't either. We hear you. We hear you. What you got? Any advice?
I would say kind of what we said earlier too is to be lovable. And in being lovable, that means to love yourself. And I think you will attract that loving person. and also be honest. Be honest about who you truly are and show up that way. And I think a person can only love who they truly love.
I would say make sure like you're emotionally available. Like make sure you're available, like you're ready to be in that space. We may want love, but we may not be in the right space for it. We may desire it. And then also available, actually be out and about, be seen. I don't know why. Speak to the Christians in the room. Y'all at home praying for me, but y'all don't leave the house though. Y'all don't leave the house.
That's a good question.
Doesn't
Where?
make sense to me. Just being out.
Come to dessert
and out.
discussion.
I'm not saying you gonna find me in the club and all that kind of stuff. Just be seen. I'm not saying
Like dessert discussion.
Wear crazy clothes, be classy, be you, but also be seen. That is okay. But being wrapped up in prayer at the crib and not being seen, and Jesus don't put all these men out here, and they not seeing you, then you hurt your own self, in my opinion.
Preach it, tell it.
I'm done.
Preach it, tell it. So for men, what else would any of the ladies back here? What other advice would you give? The question was, if I've been single, I'm a single man, but I honestly want to know what it feels like to be loved by a woman. Any advice? It is a hard question, but this is a certain discussion. That's what we talk about, hard questions.
I mean, because if the question is what it feels like to be loved by a
I think it's basically, how do I get to that feeling? How do I get to a relationship with a woman? That's the question.
That's a tough one. But for me, I think, because I have a good man at home, and I will be going to see him very soon.
Right, after all this conversation, right, she like, after all this sex talk, like. Yeah. Yes, we loving it, we loving it.
But no, just that, for me, like, a lot of the things that have been said resonate because, like, we started off talking about women who are strong and have to be submissive and all that stuff. And I'm definitely a strong woman. And the man that came to me was someone who I wasn't expecting at the time and wasn't always ready for. You know, when he was ready to receive me, I wasn't always ready to receive him. But the things that he showed me, I mean, it's very specific to where the woman is in her life because not every woman is in the same place.
Right.
But for me, I was in a place where I didn't necessarily trust the things that men were saying. That's why I made the comment earlier. So a lot of things that he said for me, like, he let me know that he was making room for me in his life. And like things like, I had a car and he said, yeah, can you take me to IKEA because I want to get a bed for my apartment. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I thought he was using me to use the car. So I'm like, okay, that's cool, whatever. I'll take you to get the bed. And he was like, no, I want you to be comfortable on the bed. And I was just like, what? And so.
Now that's how you run game. That's how you run game. I'm gonna let you pick the bed out. Where your note card at? You got some note cards in front. That's how you run game.
Me know in more ways than one.
Where this is going? Where you going?
Room for me in his life because I was going to be in his life, and he let me know that that's what he had planned for me. And it took me a while to catch on, and every time he would let me know little things, I was like, dang, okay, hold up. This guy is.
I got a bedroom, and I didn't.
He's doing exactly what he says he's going to do.
Right, I got some shelves.
You know, just doing the things that you say you're going to do, it just meant so much to me, and it really was like, wow, no, he's for real. Like, he's about me. And he was patient. That was a big one. You know, because we're all older now. We've been through some things. And like people have hurt us and abused us and took our trust and just did whatever with it. So I think at this point in the game, if you're really into someone and you really are feeling them, you gotta be patient. And that was the thing for me, was like, he was willing to let me work through my stuff. He knew what my stuff was, and he was like, you know, you're still here, and I'm gonna be here with you. So because of that, I did give him that love, and everything that he needs from me, I try to be. You know, it's always a work in progress. We've
That's
been
real.
married for 6 years, and I'm still getting to know things about him, and that's the reason why I chose him, because when I'm with him, it's always a discovery. Sometimes
Yes.
I'm like, what's the things that I discovered? But I'm just like,
But you discovered them. That's real. That's real.
But you know, I don't want to be bored, so that's why I chose this man, and he reveals himself when he is ready to be revealed, and I appreciate that about him. But and because he showed me those things, he has all my love, and anything that he needs and wants from me, I will try to be there.
We got a lighter over here, like held up, and I was like, yes, yes,
I will also say,
yes.
go for what you want. As a man, I realized, I was told by a female friend that a woman likes when a man goes for what he wants and not just. And so go for what you want as well.
To piggyback off of what she said, sometimes what you want is not necessarily what you need, and you need to be open to that. But at the same time, and I lost my thought.
It was good though. I felt it. I could see the look on your face. I was like, that was good. She killed that. What advice would you give to a man who wants to be loved by a woman?
Approach, and I'm gonna be 100%. I moved here from Detroit almost 7 years ago, and I love my black men. And I find that when I'm out, a lot of black men do not approach. And I think that, you know, men just need to step up and approach. That's a huge thing for me, and I'm assuming that's something for a lot of other women, whether you're black or white, whatever. But approach.
That's real. And I think the other piece is, again, it's just, to your point, say something, but then the other point is, again, be clear about that. Because if you don't say anything, I don't know it, and the idea that I'm going to like step up to you, or I'm going, as a woman, I'm just not going to approach. But again, be the man that when I think about, can I trust that you can lead my family? Can I trust that you're going to take care of life? Can I trust that? Can I trust? Can I trust that you going to be the man that, again, as I come alongside? Because again, I do believe that women are helpmeets, and so I want to know what I'm going to help you do. And so if I'm not clear about what my role will be in your life, and I don't mean like role as in like I want you to be like barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen kind of role, but I mean like it's the idea of like I'm a movement by myself. And so, but we're a force when we're together, but that means that if we get together, then that means that you got to be also having some other part. Otherwise, because I don't want to have to not shine because you can't handle or because it don't make sense. But again, if your vision is here and I got a vision that's here, then together we can go here. So I think just being willing to stand in that truth and put it out there is important to have. So
I just want to say this to whatever guy wrote that. Real talk. The difference between a mother and a good mother is a mother usually loves her child simply because it's her child. A good mother loves the child because she knows the child deserves love, right? I'm not only your mother, but I know you deserve love. So what I've observed in my lifetime is that, if I dig into what I'm doing and my purpose, and I'm so square that I'm raising my value, and I understand when somebody is valuing me, right, and what I'm doing. So I love myself so much that I recognize that when you recognize my value, you're going to treat me not only because, I love you because we've been boyfriend and girlfriend for 3 years. No, I love you because you deserve love, right? It's logical shit to me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, 4 years old, I'm like,
That's real. It's logical to me.
I'm just saying, if you want to raise your aim, understand that you deserve love first. You deserve it, G. You deserve what it is that you want. But you have to position yourself as if you love yourself so you can be at that level to get that love that you deserve. Right?
Because you get, I think that's really powerful. And I just checked time and realized it's 10:30 almost up in this joint. We're supposed to be like wrapping this party up. But I think to that point, as we think about, wrapping up, one of my favorite quotes is we talk about the war on love, and again, why we're here. First of all, again, thank you so much for sharing your truth. Thank you for coming out and engaging in this discussion, because here's what I do know, is that, again, we all want to be loved. We all deserve to be loved to that point. And it's not even like an idea, like you were born love. We didn't come looking for something else. And one of my favorite quotes, and I'll leave us with this as we wrap up, it says, the Persian poet Rumi says, your task is not to seek for love, but to seek within and remove all the barriers you've built against it. Because love is how we came. Love is what we started with. Being in relationships with each other is what we're meant for. Like men and women together, we are the essence of God. Understand that. Like it's not, and people's like, oh, I don't need you. It's like, no, you do need them. Because in that person is the other half of what you're supposed to bring to the world. And you can't do it by yourself, believe it or not. And so whatever we got to do to get to what's keeping us from connecting and loving each other and the nonsense of the world, it's like, oh, you don't need him, but you do need this new car. You don't need her, but you do need this new house. You don't need them, you now need this new stuff. It's like, you don't need that stuff. If we get this together, then a lot of the stuff that we spending time and money on, you quickly realize you don't need it. Because they're trying to convince us we don't need each other, but we need things. It's the way the economy keeps running. But the reality is that if we need each other, then again, what we build together, again, is more than we'll ever build by ourselves. And so the War on Love Tour, again, on one mission and one mission alone, which is to help us build amazing relationships, one discussion at a time. The Lovinar, which your sister mentioned earlier, is coming up on February 20th, so you can talk to me afterward. You get a cool discount tonight if you want to sign up for the Lovinar. But it's where we go deeper. Like, this is a discussion, but there are stuff that people just didn't teach us. And we're having to learn it by trial and error, and that's a hard way to learn anything, right? We didn't become accidentally successful at work. Somebody taught us how to succeed professionally. And so the Lovinar is on a mission to help us understand how to succeed relationally by just identifying some of those things that we've been taught that just don't add up for us for success. So the Lovinar, February 20th, is coming up. Follow us on Facebook. So if you're not, so take out your phones wherever they are. If you're not already following Dessert and Discussion on Facebook, Instagram, please do Dessert and Discussion. Upload your pictures you got there. Tag hashtag the War on Love. Hashtag the War on Love. Follow us there. DJ's gonna be here. DJ Glow, thank you so much for doing what you do and for being a part of the discussion. But we're gonna do this on a monthly basis, so if you like it, give me some feedback. I'm interested in that, but we want to continue to spread and grow. But I feel like these discussions, like I said, if nothing else, will give us a place to be able to share, to connect, and more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, it is Valentine's Day weekend, so if you ain't got your person yet, there's some amazing people in this room. Please go introduce yourself to them, smile, say hello, connect, and we'll go from there. Thank you, Jamal, for your support. Videographer here, give my brother Colin a good hand and stay out the way. Good job. Right, so we got drink tickets, so you still get a drink. So mix, mingle, meet somebody you did not come in here knowing. That is my goal. But thank you so much for coming to Dessert and Discussion. Enjoy.
Dessert and Discussions, this discussion was amazing. It's amazing to always hear and to always get the point of view from the opposite sex. Can you hear me? Point of view from
if you enjoyed tonight, please come and give a testimonial. Share why you loved it.
It was amazing.
Share why
The
you
DJ
come
was
back and
great.
why other
Alex
people
was
need
great.
to be here.
The questions were
Please.
great. The testimonies were great. The statements were great. I enjoyed myself. It's amazing to hear so many dope people have so many dope perspectives about this thing we call love. And I just hope to keep it going, man. Warren Love, Minneapolis, Twin Cities, Alex Merritt, Dessert and Discussions. I'm out. Did I do that all right?
Well, I mean, you hear me?
We just wrapped up a great session. Am I good?
We just wrapped up a great session of Discerning Discussions here at Faces Mirrors Park in St. Paul, Minnesota, February 11, 2016, OkCupid version. It was amazing to see so many great people come out here, have great discussions, talk about love, talk about this thing that we're just trying to overcome, talking about this thing we're trying to defeat, and we're trying to win this war on love. Hearing people's perspectives about love, hearing people's true trials and tribulations, hearing people's testimony, it's amazing to see that so many of us want the same things, and we all searching for the same type of questions and answers, and it's good to have different like-minded and different-minded individuals as well coming into one area. So I look forward to the future sessions, and shout out to Alex and Colin. What's good? Discerning Discussions 2016, let's go. This is my first time doing that. What's up, bro? I'm serious.
Hi everyone, my name is Tara Stone and I just attended a beautiful discussion. What's the name of the discussion? Drink and desserts. I thought it was excellent. I thought it was very candid and open conversation. I would recommend the conversation to anyone to just come with your different perspectives about anything about relationships. Had a great time, thought it was fabulous. Definitely come, I recommend it.
My name's Iman. This is my first Discerning Discussion and I was pleasantly surprised. I came in a little late, but the discussion was already going on. Can we start over? No problem. Hey. Right. Hi, my name is Iman. This is my first Discerning Discussion. I came in a little late, but the discussion was already going on. It was very rich. I was pleasantly surprised, and I got to give it up to my girl Alex. She's doing a fabulous job with this. I forgot I had it on. Just that quick.
My name is Shay Glorious L. Martin. I was privileged to be the DJ and also a participant tonight in the Love on War, the War on Love tour, hosted by the lovely Miss Alexis. This is beautiful. Any change starts with small people sitting in a room discussing what the real issues are and the real discussion that needs to be had in order to provoke growth, right? So I think a lot of seeds were planted tonight. I'm glad that almost everybody was regurgitating what I was saying from the very beginning, but just saying it nice. I'll let them have that. But the bottom line is, walk in your purpose, know yourself, your value raises, and the way people see you raises. The way that people approach you, the way that you can approach people, your boldness, the freedom in what you're willing to say that you wouldn't be able to say because you know your value is what actually leads to the situation of you even putting yourself in a position to be in a loving, healthy relationship. I've been single for X amount of years on purpose because until I meet somebody that can match my vigor for purpose in my community, it's not happening. So thank you for validating what I already feel. Thank you for having this lovely space for us to come and talk. I'll be at the next one, not DJing, participating.